for checking out Talks with Tyler ISD, a podcast about the passionate people with a heart for students. I'm your host, Jennifer Hines, and joining us today is Gretchen Nabi, coordinator of Elementary Programming, and we're going to be talking all things pre-K today. And this is really a foundation that all students probably need before they get to that kindergarten level. It's going to be a great way for them to kind of get that head start, to get that leg up, so to speak, before they enter the elementary career for their education. Tell us a little bit, Gretchen, about your background. You've worked with elementary students for quite a while.
I have. I've been in education 26 years. I started my career in middle school and in high school, then I worked my way down to elementary school. I was a fourth grade teacher for years and became an assistant principal and principal and dealt very closely with early childhood during that time as well.
And you've also been a principal at Clarkston Elementary School here in Tyler ISD before moving into this new role as coordinator of elementary programming. Yes. And tell us a little bit about why parents should start thinking now about pre-K. Enrollment is open. I know it's a little early. Some are still working on their summer schedules. But what is something that you want them to know about the benefits of pre-K?
The benefits are unreal. And in fact, I know that parents now are starting to think about summertime and whatnot. This is a great time to plan for next year. I know they're planning their daycare options. And so as they kind of navigate that, do I do the daycare option? Do I do the pre-K option? Pre-K is truly curriculum based, and we are in the mindset of preparing for kindergarten. That's the entire thing, and it's such a great program and opportunity. And as you said, enrollment is open, and we do have limited seating, and so that's something for parents to consider as they start to kind of plan their summer. Is just to kind of think about this could be a very good, viable option for my kiddo.
And as you think about that, you were talking about, do I go the daycare route? And that might work for some, or do I go the pre-K route? They need to know that these are 4-year degreed teachers with the certification. So they are getting a quality educator as well in that classroom. Tell us a little bit about what this does. I understand Raise Your Hand Texas says that children that attend pre-K, they're, 54% ahead of other students that did not attend a pre-K program.
There are such vast differences, especially when we look at our kinders coming in. The kinders that have been in a pre-K program that is with highly qualified teachers and a highly regarded curriculum are so much further along than their counterparts that maybe just went to a daycare. And in daycares, they have some curriculum, they do some kind of letters and those kinds of things. But our curriculum at Tyler ISD is very robust and very in-depth for their kids to prepare them for those opportunities in kindergarten. It is vast how different they are as they come in.
And sometimes parents are like, oh, curriculum, very educational. You do that through play. It's fun. Yes. It's not just academics. It is in a fun and playful way. They're learning with colors and sounds and using their whole environment to really bring that material to life in that curriculum. What are some of the areas that y'all focus on? I mean, literacy, early childhood literacy is so important, and then of course math, but it goes well beyond your ABCs and your 1, 2, 3s.
Absolutely, and like you said, we do everything is play-based, song-based. You will hear singing like throughout the day in everything they do. Even walking in a line is singing, or cleaning up is singing. Colors, they learn about colors. The other thing is our teachers are so highly qualified and skilled, they're able to focus on the social emotional learning of children and how that is so impactful to their success, and not only as a pre-K student, but as they move through their school years. So all of those things together really make a really nice environment and program.
And when you are thinking about the program, I mean, I know as a parent, a working mom of 3 kids, it was something that I had to think about is, okay, what are the hours? How logistically is this going to work, and how do you juggle that? So one of the nice things is you do offer a full day just like you would if you were going to kindergarten or first grade for the pre-K programs. What are some of the other things that are offered? I understand that meals are included. That's something parents would, one less thing you have to think about in the morning is packing that lunch.
Yes, we do provide our students the meals, and most of the campuses provide breakfast. Our children eat together, and that's part of their social emotional learning. Is they have that breakfast meal together, they have that lunch meal together, and that's just a nice environment for them to learn table manners, how to navigate school, how to navigate lunch lines, and all those things. Then they don't have to worry about kind of doing those things as they're a kindergartner coming in. They already have a mindset of what a school looks like and operates like, and just learning how to do school.
Absolutely. And of course, if they have older brothers or sisters that go there, that puts them on the same schedule for drop off and pick up, making that easier. And you have multiple locations that students can attend. And you've got them north side of town, south side of town, east side, west side. It's sprinkled all over. Not every campus, though, has a pre-K program, correct?
That is correct. We have 27 sections of pre-K, the pre-K program, and that includes our regular pre-K and also our tuition-based pre-K as well.
So how does a parent decide which route is best for them? Because you just mentioned that some of them are income-based pre-K versus the tuition-based pre-K. And of course, that does play a factor into which campus they would be located at for these programs.
That is correct. And so a lot of our parents already know that they will want to go the tuition route, and so they will specifically reach out to those campuses, the 5 campuses where we offer tuition-based pre-K. Some of our parents are unsure of what they qualify for. So as they apply online and they go through that process, we have our intake specialists who get with those parents, they meet with them, they look at their needs, they look at what the application looks like, and then we put them in a program where we feel like will best suit the child and the program that they qualify for based on their income needs.
And so what we're talking about here is any child that is 4 on or before September 1st. And then if they are 3 years old, if they have a Tyler ISD diagnosed disability, that might be able to consider them for enrollment as well. And then there's some income federal guidelines that they have to meet. So because of that situation, they actually go through the Head Start process first, correct? Kind of walk us through like what that looks like for a parent that may be considering this route.
Yes, so they do their application online. Everybody does the application the same way. It's all online. It's very seamless and very easy, and you can access those applications through the Tyler ISD website. Once they do that, one of our intake specialists will contact them. It's typically a Head Start personnel. Sometimes my assistant will reach out to parents directly. They set an appointment with the parent to meet with them and just to kind of talk them through the process and what pre-K looks like and different programs that we have available. We have some families that will need the bilingual process, and so we support them in that as well. And so we just look at all of their the application in detail and go through that with them just to help them navigate it in the best possible way.
Well, and you hit on a key word right there, bilingual. There are bilingual pre-K classes, and then there are also regular monolingual pre-K classes. So you really are trying to meet that child where they're at and making sure that they are successful from the start. What about the tuition based? There's 5 locations. We've got a fairly new one, so that's kind of exciting at Birdwell.
Yes, it is very, very exciting. So our tuition campuses offer that tuition-based pre-K. All of our pre-Ks have the same curriculum, same certified teachers, the same everything. You wouldn't know going from one classroom to the other, which is a tuition-based pre-K or an income-based pre-K. You wouldn't know. The difference with the Birdwell piece is it is a dual language immersion program, and so that is a pre-K program. We offer free pre-K with that in that program at Birdwell, and then we also have a tuition-based class at Birdwell as well, and it's a dual language immersion Spanish, and it's fantastic. It's a fantastic program.
So they're learning in both English and Spanish, and if that is a route that parents want to take, they can actually stay at Birdwell Dual Language Immersion School all the way through 8th grade, which is pretty incredible to think about. So if that is something that you want to do, pre-K is now offered to get them even a bigger head start there with that. I love that idea.
Absolutely.
So talking about the tuition-based, there is a little money involved. You got to have a $150 deposit, and then monthly it's about $425, just to kind of put that out there, let people know what those costs are as they're thinking about this. And again, there's 5 specific locations for that one, and you do get to pick, so it's not about being zoned to that pre-K. I think that that's important. For example, if you work near one tuition-based pre-K and you'd rather go to that one, but they offer tuition-based pre-K where you're zoned, you don't have to go to that one. So that's a good point, I think, to make too. And then when it comes to enrolling, you got to have all of these different documents. So parents, be prepared, get the birth certificate, the social security card, the proof of address. All of that is important to have. And of course, it's all online at tylerisd.org/pre-K. And that's where you can find out about all of the different ones. What is something that you think parents need to be thinking about of, is my child really going to be ready for kindergarten? I know we've got a kindergarten checklist out there that everybody likes to kind of refer to. What are some things that parents might need to be thinking about? Like, does my child know how to write their first and last name? Like, that's something that a child at this age should be able to do. Kind of share with us some of those.
Yeah, so our curriculum directly supports those pre-K and kindergarten guidelines and the things, the checklist, as you were referring to. All our curriculum directly feeds into that. And what we want to do is make sure that there's that vertical alignment piece between pre-K and kindergarten. The whole point of pre-K is to get them ready to be in kindergarten. And, you know, we do, again, through that play-based piece, lots of music, but we really want them to have those skills mastered. They do get a robust phonics instruction in pre-K that really does support that literacy piece that you referred to earlier. And then, of course, you know, math is done in a play-based way, but they learn lots of academic vocabulary without even realizing it's academic vocabulary. They'll learn about, you know, vertices and different kinds of shapes and colors and all of the different things. But that's the whole point, is for us to really prepare them very well and to get those things checked off that list for readiness.
Oh, absolutely. They're learning how to write. They're learning upper and lower case. They're learning their shapes. They're learning their colors. It goes beyond that, though, in terms of there is some physical development. Your fine motor skills is a focus as well, making sure that you can use, use scissors, cut paper, do all those things. So there is definitely a physical development and an social emotional development as well. So it really is kind of the whole child that y'all are trying to get ready for kindergarten.
Absolutely. And, you know, I visit pre-K classrooms all of the time. And like I said, they're singing and dancing and doing all those things, but those are very intentional. It looks like it's play. It looks like it's dancing and singing, but the teachers have a very specific outcome that they're looking for, developing all of those things: social, emotional, fine motor, gross motor, and then just the academic things as well.
I think it's kind of fun to be, we're talking about academics, but then to kind of explain what it feels like being in those rooms when you visit them. I'm sure there's lots of laughter and giggles and nurturing going on and love being shared among the teacher and the students, and just such a safe and warm, loving environment.
Absolutely. It is. It's incredible. And I was an early childhood certified teacher, but to go into those rooms and see what they do with those kids, it truly is. It's a place where I would want my child for sure.
What is one thing that you would like to share with a parent maybe out there that's considering looking into a pre-K program in Tyler ISD that you think that they should know?
I just think that, it's never too soon to start preparing, and it's never too soon for kids to start learning how to do the things that they need to do in a warm, loving, safe environment. It's going to serve them so well, and it helps support the family, and that the kids are typically together on the same campus, and just beginning that, giving that very first step to be the most positive piece that they can do for their academic career.
Well, thank you so much, Gretchen Nabi, coordinator of elementary programming, with us today. Our mission here is successful student outcomes, and this is definitely the first step for that successful outcome. Thank you again for joining us. And thank you all for checking out our podcast today. Be sure to subscribe to Apple Podcast and Spotify. And if you know someone that would be interested in our pre-K programming, be sure to share this podcast episode with them, your friends and your family, so that they too can help their students have successful student outcomes.